So, and going about the Passport Seva project, the Parliamentary Committee on IT had raised certain issues on that also. So, what is it all about, and when do we see the project coming to light?
I am not aware of any particular issues which have been raised by the Parliamentary Committee on IT with regard to the Passport project. But from what I understand, I am not very familiar with what is happening on the project on a day-to-day basis. But broadly, the project I think had some initial teething troubles which have largely been overcome and is now well underway towards implementation. The pilot stages are just in the course of being rolled out, and a large-scale rollout is also proceeding. So, in a sense, I think while there have been a few delays and a few hiccups, the project is very much on track, and I think is fully geared to meet the goals that were set out for the project.
And so, what about the eGov project, sir?
Which eGov?
The eGov project, wherein a repository of e-governance initiatives was to be created, which was happening between NISG and NIIT.
Right, and that I think this project was attempted several years ago.
That's right.
Under the probably under the UNDP ICTD program. I think that project did not make any headway and finally did not see the light of day.
Right.
Although perhaps there was some contractual arrangement which had been initially entered into between the NISG and company. But that project finally did not materialize. However, while that project did not materialize, the goals of that project remain as valid as ever today also. And I think there is a necessity to undertake an initiative with similar objectives. But that is something which I think needs to be worked on, because that particular initiative has not materialized.
So NASSCOM is also planning a eGov Reach project on a similar line.
Yeah.
Are they in collaboration with DIT, or they are taking it as an industry
No,
initiative?
this actually whatever NASSCOM is doing and whatever the DIT is doing, I think we have been in a constant dialogue, and there is a very high degree of coordination between the efforts being made, because e-governance is one area where clearly we cannot achieve the goals that we are aiming for without very strong and extensive industry participation. And obviously the industry cannot achieve anything if the government is not actively involved in the process.
And so, what about the National Service Delivery Gateway project, sir?
Yeah.
So, what is its current status?
The National Service Delivery Gateway project, in terms of its pilot operation, was already made operational, and in terms of the development phase, I would say that is largely complete. Now the efforts are on to integrate them into various service delivery projects, including the e-bills and a couple of other projects. And there is also a thinking currently that while each state would also set up the state service delivery gateway as a part of the or housed and hosted in the state data center and linked with the state portal, perhaps in some of the states initially to begin with, they could actually make use of the NSDG, and then after hosting some of the services and delivering the services, as the volume picks up, to migrate them into the state service delivery gateway. So this is the game plan for using the NSDG and helping it to fast track the operationalization of the state service delivery gateways.
So, DIT has also come up with the e-governance conformity assessment centers.
Yes.
So, what projects have been assessed already, or what is the status of this scheme, sir?
See, as the private sector is getting more involved in the e-governance program, which is something that as a policy the government had wanted at the time of the approval of the NEGP. The need for a proper assessment and evaluation of projects, especially the technical pieces of the project after the implementation, has become very important. And therefore, the need for an independent agency other than the technical agency which is executing the project or which has been selected through a bid process was felt. So the STQC is one of such organizations. There could be others in the private sector over a period of time as well. But the idea was to build this capability and enhance this capability in the STQC to do such conformance assessment, to see whether applications that have been developed conform to the functional requirements laid down, that they are performing those requirements fully, that they are not performing any additional functions, that they comply with all the standards that have been laid down. So all of these constitute a part of the conformance assessment. So building the capability to test for such conformance assessment was a part of this whole activity. Because the number of such projects which need to be tested is also increasing, the need was felt to greatly increase this capability. As you may be aware, the MCA 21 project, which was the first large-scale public-private partnership at the Government of India level, was also tested by the STQC after the completion of the project.
Going ahead, do we look forward the compulsory assessment of the mission mode projects?
In fact, the assessment has been made a mandatory part, and there are two kinds of assessment. One is technical assessment of the type done by the conformance assessment centers, which are more technology centric. Of course, currently the conformance assessment is largely a black box testing. In technology terms, it's called a black box testing, which tests whether the application suite is doing whatever it is supposed to do, and nothing more than that. But the other part is a more empirical test, which is whether the services have actually been delivered, whether there is any qualitative improvement from the perspective of the citizen or the business. Has the time for availment of a service come down? Has the ease of access increased? Has the level of convenience increased? Has the waiting time come down? Have the corruption levels come down? So all these kinds of assessment are being done by the independent third-party assessment, which is typically done through market research agencies. So these two kinds of tests together constitute the framework in which the government is independently assessing the projects that they completed.